The Empty Stands Podcast.
And we're back. Wow, Cam, what a I'm not even sure how to say this, but I've been having a blast in FPL of late. I mean, since I free heated in game week 30, no, I think it started in game week 33, right? I had 95 points. And when I thought I couldn't top that, I free hitted in game week 34, and then look at me with a whooping 141 points.
That's loud. That's
I'm not
loud.
even sure how that happened. But I basically halved my rank. So I was, I think, 800k ish, right? And now I am like 389k. Like, I thought my season was done, but I think I have some hope.
Miracles,
How's,
miracles happen.
how you doing?
I don't even know
How
these
you doing?
days.
How's it
I'm good, man. I'm alright. I just can't wait for the season to end, like both
going? Really?
in reality and FPL wise. I don't think I've been more excited to see 3 games left or 4 games left, depending on the team playing on on the FPL calendar. But
Yeah.
yeah, I had a good game week 34. But since then it's been downhill for me because I've just been on a hit spree. I've just been like, you know what, yale yeah,
Why are you
everybody.
taking it? We literally wildcarded at the same time. So why
Yeah,
are you?
but I made some mistakes, and yeah, there were some players I just didn't need in my team, so I just needed them out. And I'm actually predicting another hit for myself because by hook or crook, Salah has to leave my team this week. I don't
That's
know.
one of the topics we're going to because I
I
am
don't.
absolutely clueless. I don't know what to
I
do with this
don't know
game.
how that's. I don't know how that. I'm sure Salah has removed Salah from his own team. So I'm not even about that life anymore.
I
Salah
don't know
must
what to
be in the
do.
team this week. That's our objective.
Absolutely clueless on what to do with Salah, honestly, because I'm like, and I don't know what I've done with injuries. Injuries have just been my bane this season. Like especially now. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what it's it's crazy. Injuries have just been terrible for me. I got Shah. I think I got him last game week, and then he plays how many minutes? Oh, he managed to play 45 minutes, and then he goes off injured 1 point. Ignore. I'm not sure what happened. I think he played 84 minutes. So why is he had it now? 75%. Gusto, only God knows. In fact, I don't know. Gusto is out, right? Bradley out as well. So basically, I have no defense. Okay, I only have Vardio. I
It's
only have
injury.
Vardio for this game week, and special shout out to Vardio because this guy has single handedly
I
he's
know.
he's partly responsible for my rank climb because this guy has just he's been amazing. Like I got him for the 12 points against Luton. Brighton he had 6 points, and now again against Forest he got 15 points. Like the guy has just been incredible.
On
And I
fire.
didn't when I even got him, I only got him because he was the only City guy I could afford. And look at God, like they say.
No, those are the final margins that happen when we're playing FPL. Like everybody has been struggling with it. I know most of my friends, most of the channels I usually watch some from time to time. It's the same thing across board. So there's injuries, there's rotations, there's just a lot going on in the Premier League. And I think my bigger concern for next season is with the likes of the new Champions League formats, the other tournaments that are going to be taking place. It's just impossible for these players and even us to enjoy FPL. I feel like we need to have an FPL association that is taking these things up with the Premier League and like letting them know that they are affecting lives because it's ridiculous. But anyway, speaking of ridiculous setups, how are you dealing with Spurs going into this game week? I know it's quite the
Actually
conundrum there.
crossroads because I honestly don't know what to do with Spurs. I mean, everyone has Son, right? But who like ideally, because Spurs are doubling in 37, so ideally it would be nice to have triple Spurs. But the Spurs team against Arsenal, though, well, we could say that was against Arsenal, and then they're also ravaged by injuries. I was going to consider Ben Davis, but Ange came out today saying he's injured for
Yeah,
the
he's
season.
injured. Yeah, exactly.
Timo Werner is also injured for the season. I'm not sure what's happening with Madison of late. He looks off it. Like he looks. I don't know. There's something off going on with Madison. He's not. Um, I think maybe it's because of the injury. Since he's come back from that injury, I don't think he's been the Madison of old, right? So I think Spurs fans definitely want him benched. So I'm not entirely sure. And then if Kulusevski is not really a
I think they're
I don't
even.
think Kulusevski
Yeah,
is
I would
a
give it. Yeah, I would give it them. For me, I don't see that triple threat with Spurs. Even the double I have, even the Son and Pedro Porro I have. For me, I'm asking questions because they are definitely going to concede goals.
exactly. Spurs can keep a clean sheet to save their lives.
Yeah,
But if you really look at it, like see the games they have amongst all the other guys. Well, aside the Liverpool game, this game week, they face Burnley and City in the double, and then they face Sheffield. So if you take away City, that's like you're playing Burnley and Sheffield. Those are like the worst teams in the league. So ideally, we should triple up on Spurs because I feel like those are pretty easy fixtures. Well, except City. So, but if you had a gun to my head and you were like pick a Spurs asset other than Son, I'll probably go for Richarlison. Richarlison is back. So we're recording this on a Wednesday. Spurs play Chelsea their double game on the second game on Thursday. So if we see that Richarlison starts against Chelsea, I might be tempted to take a punt on Richarlison because he's a midfielder playing as a striker. I remember when Son was away at the Asian Cup, right? Richarlison took on the role of the striker, and he did quite. I had him at the time; he did quite well for me. So I might be tempted to do a Salah to Richarlison. Then maybe I don't know, Bradley to a Poro. That gives me funds to do a Bradley to a Poro. But I know the game against Liverpool they'll concede. The game against Man City. Why do I even feel like Spurs would definitely lose that game so that Arsenal doesn't win the league?
but they won't lose that game. But
Yeah,
yeah, I guess the motivation is not there
yeah.
for
I
them.
feel like Spurs. I
Just-
don't think they're getting fourth, so they'll most likely lose the game against City. If it means Arsenal doesn't win the league, then yeah, that's it.
But dude, you
So
never know, man. I mean, these days we all know, especially playing FPL, we know that predicting football, these games these days, it never pans out. I mean, speaking of tripling up, going into City as well, like what are the guarantees there? That's the king of the roulette game. Like, why
yeah,
am I going to bother getting Foden in when we are not even sure if Foden is going to start? I know he
if
was
I
still.
had if I had a wild card at this point, I probably won't go for Foden. I would go Haaland, KDB, and Ivadio. Because I feel like KDB will play the remaining games of the season, right?
For
And
sure.
he's been doing really well because nobody really owns him. Foden, I'm not sure what. I think he was sick the last time out, but
Yeah.
Pep is just.
Yeah,
I
but I
know
think
Pep
get
plays
the ball.
FPL because yeah, sometimes he does really odd things, and I feel like he wants to get one over his. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So
I think yeah,
no
go
go.
ahead.
I was going to say my top three picks from City would be Haaland, KDB, and Vadio because Vadio has been immense for me. I know there's the Ake is back as well, and Ake can also play the left back role, so he might get benched in one of the games. But
Yeah.
uh, typically, when he plays, he hauls like
Yeah.
we've seen of late. So maybe you want to go a Walker. Yeah, he's pretty nailed, and he's been chipping in with some assists as well.
Yeah.
But he's quite expensive. Edison Ortega, I'll just avoid because I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on. there. Edison, the last game he came out with a shoulder arm injury, but I think reports said he's fine and he trained today. So people who quickly jumped on Ortega, too bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'll stay away from their defense. And I mean, it would be nice to have Foden, KDB, and Haaland. Mm, yeah, but the midfield is choked. Like I don't see the space for two City midfielders. What do you
Okay.
think?
I mean, I'm pretty aligned. The player that I pretty much wanted was Foden, but yeah, I don't know. De Bruyne seems to be at the busy end, hot at the busy end of the season, so he definitely is going to get a shout. Strong point about Vardiol and the Ake conundrum there. I'm not ready to deal with any of these football heartbreaks at this point of the season anymore because yes, I'd rather go with the teams that I can predict their lineups so that way I reduce my disappointment for the game weeks. And speaking of teams that are still going to be doubling up, we have Chelsea as well. And yeah, for me, I feel like with Chelsea, for me, it's just one person at this point that is nailed down.
Well, it
And
can't be just one person.
for me, it's one person. I mean, going by Chelsea season so far, Gusto is injured. I don't even know if he's going to be back. I'm wrestling with either leaving him or taking him out.
I don't. You can see my defense. I don't have a choice. Shah is a doubt. Bradley is definitely out. Nuri is a doubt as well. So I don't have the luxury of making. So I think I'll just leave Gusto. I think. I mean, he definitely won't play this game against Spurs, but I think he'll be fit enough for West Ham. So I mean,
Maybe you can find some horse placenta in a bag, packaged horse placenta and send to
I
him.
don't think I can take out Gusto at this point because I don't know. But if I was to pick three Chelsea assets, I hate myself for saying this, but I'll go with Palmer, Jackson. Yeah, I said it, Jackson. Um,
So
um,
Jackson, I mean, playing devil's advocate. So Jackson is going to bench. So are you going to honestly bench a Haaland
no,
or?
no, 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 I have three strikers, right? So Moniz could become a Jackson, right?
Okay.
So it could be Haaland, Isak, and Jackson. The three of them all double, so that's perfect.
Okay, I
Um,
mean, I
but then
mean,
who would you
please
bench?
go with you.
Who would you bench on your midfield? So I don't know. But
Please
I
go
think
with.
top three Chelsea assets, I would go with Palmer, Jackson, and if I wanted to be cheeky, because Petrovic is shit, just you're not getting any clean shit, so just forget forget it. I wouldn't go anywhere near the defense. Maybe in Madueke. Yeah,
Yeah, I think this is more like preparing for game week 37.
yeah,
Yeah. But I mean, keeping eyes on 36. I mean, you never know. I think I would rather pick a Noni over a what's his name, the striker
Jackson.
Jackson, because he has showed his hand too well. I don't know what it is, but he showed his hand through the season. I'm
Yes,
not sure I'm going to believe that in the last 3 games of the season it's going to all of a sudden pop up.
yeah.
So for me, it's going to be Nani. It will be Nani, Palmer, and Gusto. Hoping your horse placenta you said send him works for him. So
Nkunku
yeah,
is back in training though, but I mean he hasn't played since forever, so I doubt Poch would. I mean, but he
don't
could be
worry. Even he won't put himself in the team. So
could be a nice punt. Chelsea have good fixtures against. I mean, and they're also fighting for something. They're fighting for Europe. So West Ham, they have like the worst expected goals considered in the league so far. They're terrible.
they
Then
are
the
going to score. I'm very sure.
I mean, Bowen is trying to get 20 goals this season. So
I think he already has 20 goals
yeah,
this
but they
season.
want they want 20. I think Moyes. There was a quote about Moyes saying he wanted Bowen to hit 20 goals in the league.
Oh,
So
right.
I think it's just a few off. He might. I mean, yeah. So West Ham at home, Bournemouth at home. Those are really nice fixtures for Chelsea chasing Europe. So, but Palmer any day, anytime. He's the guy.
Okay. So moving on to like the obvious single scenarios we have. There's Bruno Fernandez. Fernandez seeming like he's hitting some vein of form.
Yeah,
There's
he was
also
so good for me on my free hits. I remember where I don't think we had recorded that day, but when I was picking my free hit, I was wary about this thing about when you free hit and you just stuck yourself with all double game week players and you forget the singlers who do really well. So
yeah,
that's one thing I tried to factor in when I was picking my free hit squad. So I brought in Bruno even though he was playing just one game, and Watkins, and they both did very well. Like to my surprise, so it
yeah.
worked out really well for me. So Bruno has been on red hot form, so he's another option if I wanted to take out Salah. If I wanted to do Salah to Bruno, that's also somebody I'm considering. But United, I mean, you can you can speak better about United.
Yeah,
Just
so we're talking about so Bruno is a good option now. So how about Salah? So
what do I do with Salah?
what do you do with Salah? Because yeah, Salah is done, man. Like I don't even want to know what happened between him and Klopp, but like he's just been off, and I just feel like a lot of money being locked up there,
Yeah,
especially at the tail end of the season.
I
It
definitely need
just
that once. Yeah, I need
yeah,
that.
so
But then he's playing Spurs at home, and I don't know. After the debacle last game week, he might be angry and do Salah things.
I know
And
he's
he
not
could be a nice
doing
differential. Wait, let me see how many people own Salah. 29%. That's quite a differential.
We've
And
moved on.
and
It's
when
sad.
and when we talk about Spurs that have literally no defense, Ben Davies is out, Udogie is out. Um, yeah.
It
So
doesn't. I don't think it changes anything. I think he's just. I mean, I think it happens. It gets to that point. It just happens. It's the end of an era for me because when I was contemplating taking him out, for me, I was like, this is probably the last time I'm going to have him because
yeah,
I do not see him continuing in Liverpool next season. Even if he does, except the new coach is going to bring some I don't know some energy drink for them that is going to revitalize the forward line. But like he just hasn't been the Salah that we know,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's quite disappointing. But you never know. I mean, folks, you can pick him. I mean, like reward you make
Typical
a point.
FPL fashion. Yeah, typical FPL fashion. We all take him out, and then he does Salah
He
things.
pops, so
Yeah.
he could get really angry and do some things.
Sometimes you out, you do nothing. So I'm still torn. Do I just not do anything and leave him? But I don't know.
Yeah, for now, I think I might just leave him just because of the other changes I need to make, and I'm trying to limit my hits
Yeah.
because yeah, I'm in a hit spree right now.
But
So
leaving him, I also need the funds. If I want to go from a Bradley, for instance, to a Poro, I need those Salah funds, and
so
I
you
can't
need
do
the
that.
hits, but
Yeah.
yeah, at the tail end of the season where so this is where your rank is going to be decided.
Yep.
So I
I
mean,
mean,
it's up to you.
I'd given up, and then Free Hit just gave me this glimpse of hope. So I'm like, do I want to fuck this up? Or should I just respectfully? I don't know. I still can't make a decision yet. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, but on that, another thing that could help you with their setup, so they are probably not, excuse me, heavy on. They are not double game week booked, but Arsenal.
Yeah, they are literally the best team in the league now. Like they're playing like it, and they're still fighting for something. Although we know it's not going to happen. Um, but I mean, Kai Havertz. Oh God, this is my walk of shame. I also had him on my free hit, and he was, oh my God. I wish I captained him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's another person I'm considering for Salah. So I could do Salah to Havertz or even a Saka. But I feel Havertz is just bang on form. Like the guy, I think since game week 24, he's had the most points of any player so far. So the guy is bang on form.
Mm.
So yeah, uh, Yeah, that's something. Oh, so like you mentioned, the only downside is he doesn't double. But then Arsenal's games are just, I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
see them losing it. I see them beating Bournemouth by maybe 3 or 4. So yeah.
yeah, they're
Again, like you
definitely.
mentioned, we're blinded by the double. Meanwhile, there's a form guy staring us right there in the face, and all we can think about is just tunnel vision to double players. So maybe
Yeah.
I take the advice and and do the right thing and get Kai Havertz.
And the other side of it is most people are probably going to bench boost that game week. So
Yeah,
I think
but I
the
mean, bench,
options
you
comes.
can bench post with because that game week he plays United. Arsenal play United, and they'll destroy United. I'm sorry, but they will.
There's no team there, so they can do what they want to do.
They'll destroy United. So
I don't think they'll destroy United, but they will score at least three. I don't know if they'll concede, but they'll score at least three goals because yeah, we are too open, and they're one
yeah,
of those teams that they would punish you when you are open. But
yeah.
yeah, I think he's definitely a shout. I think there are a lot of options with Arsenal. Trossard is shockingly up there as well because he has been performing. I mean, not optimally, but yeah, he's been trying. Why am I even saying not optimally? He's actually tried, and the defenders as well. I mean, everybody.
Again,
There's White,
yeah.
there's Saliba, there's
White was
Gabriel.
amazing during the for free hit 34 as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So the options are abound there.
Yeah,
So
and, people will overlook them because they don't have a double, but they're the best team in the league so far. So
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So how about differentials? How are you thinking about differential?
If I was to go with a differential, maybe a Richarlison, like I mentioned, I really like the Spurs sandwiched game beside Man City. So Spurs play Burnley and Sheffield.
Mm.
I feel like if we see Richarlison, when I is out, so definitely Richarlison comes in. Or it could be a
Yeah.
Johnson, but I feel like Richarlison will come in
So
at
Richarlison will definitely come in.
yeah, then Son will go to the wings. And yeah, I really like the looks of Richarlison. Um, Another guy, a differential I like is, I think, will I even term him a differential? But Oli Watkins, he's still going for the Golden Boot, right? And I know that many people won't go for him because I mean we only tunnel vision into doublers, but Watkins could be another. Um, it
Option.
could be another sweet pick, yeah, just for the 1% on. Okay, well, it's not exactly a differential.
Yeah.
Uh, I like Chris Wood as well. He plays Sheffield.
Definitely not after the game against Man City.
Sheffield are down
Mm.
and out, so I feel like he could really do. And Forest are still fighting for.
Don't
Um,
worry,
they're still
guys.
fighting for that.
Guys, don't listen to these guys. This is one of you need to remember that reward is also the enemy to all of us. So
But I'm not.
even
He's
my
just 1.8% owned, and he's. I mean, aside his last game against City, Chris Wood is a great
maybe if
guy.
there was an option for a fourth striker, we can include him. But now that it's only three strikers, Chris
Oh
Wood,
my god!
really now,
I
no.
mean, I like Chris Wood. I mentioned Nkunku earlier. I
Which
don't know.
Ubuntu? I thought he was playing table tennis or table soccer now.
I
Is he
mean,
still playing
Jackson
football?
has been playing all the games, and we've all seen that Jackson can't score for he can't score to save himself. So
No, but why are you calling Nkunku? Like
Nkunku
what?
has been training for a while now. He's been training for a while, and
The
I feel
same
like.
way, the same way Rich James has been training. Like I
Oh,
don't
thank you
understand.
for reminding me. I was going to suggest that for your double game with Barry James.
Ah, well, please let's just go to captaincy because obviously you are a place, you are in a place where you are trying to sabotage everybody.
I'm here to confuse people.
Nkunku and Rich James. I beg. Who are you captaining for this week?
I I think the clear and obvious choice is Haaland. We saw him when he came on against Forest. He looked sharp again, if I must say. At home against Wolves, yeah, I'll probably go. But then again, so my boss captain is currently Palmer. Palmer at home against West Ham is tempting. And remember, we're at the final end of the season. So if you really want to gain rank, you have to do different things. Everyone would definitely captain Haaland, right? So
Yeah.
maybe you want to go different and go with a Palmer. Or if you have someone like a KDB, if I had a KDB, that would be, I would have to seriously consider that. So
Yeah.
Foden, I don't know if he will play or not. So no, but KDB, I think he will play. So if I had a KDB, I could consider KDB. But my bus captain is currently on Palmer, but Haaland seems like the go-to guy.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
It's not so bad. Chelsea are playing at home, so
Yep.
yeah, it's very doable. But yeah, for me, it's Haaland. I think I'm done with the experimentations for this season. I'm already low on the league and in the ranks, so yeah, I will just play it safe for now. I'll take my final one hitter, and yeah, that's to take out Salah and afford a reasonable defender that will actually play.
I
That's
was
it.
even going to suggest if you were trying to be punty punty, you could captain Salah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate your concern. You're a good friend. I appreciate that. But yeah, I would stick to the train.
God.
I would stick to the herd, especially at this point in time. So all of us will captain Haaland and all of us to land on the same point.
We'll
For
be
those
back,
of you that will be captaining,
next game week, and you will recall that I said Captain Salah. I feel like Salah would do very well this game
we'll
week.
also recall that you actually suggested to our viewers that they should pick Nkunku and Rich James and Chris Wood.
Oh
Yeah.
my
So there
God.
you have it, folks. The same person advising on those three players is advising us on captaining Palmer. So there you have it.
Oh my. Well, with that, we've come to the end of the show, right? It's been a long and grueling season. Can't wait for it to end, like Kem Kem would say. Uh, yeah, it's I don't know. 200K seems like a reasonable target at this point for me, but knowing me, I think I'm going to flop. It's typical of me to do very well and then ruin everything with just one move. So yeah, but let's see how it goes. Anyways, till we come your way next week, guys. Remember to like, subscribe, share, follow us on all streaming social media platforms. Till next game week, here's wishing you guys green arrows. Cheers, guys.